Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. I'm Mohamed Zaallim and this is Somaliland National Television English. Here are the stories making the headlines. President issues condolence letter in light of Somaliland Police General death. Somaliland Minister of Foreign Affairs addresses European Union Parliament. The Police General of Somaliland, Mohamed passed away in the United Arab Emirates. Later, General Dubat was a pivotal member of Somaliland's police force and an individual respected in all circles for his role in fighting for Somaliland's independence. President Mohamed Mahmoud stated a condolence letter.
The following is a press release from the President's press office. The President of Somaliland, Mohamed Mahmoud, conveys his condolences to the armed forces of Somaliland. In particular, Somaliland police, close family members, relatives, friends, and all Somaliland citizens affected by the death of Police General Mohamed Dubat, who passed away in Dubai. He remained in Dubai for quite some time due to health issues. The President describes late General Dubat's death as leaving a tremendous void in Somaliland. He also prays for the late General's acceptance into heaven, and that Allah gives patience to all those impacted by his death. The late General Mohamed Dubat was considered a living example of individuals who fought for Somaliland's independence in the 60s. As Police General, he was commended for pioneering methods of maintaining peace and security throughout Somaliland. General Dubat will be sorely missed.
Minister of Foreign Affairs Mohamed Abdullahi Umar, in one of many diplomatic visits, traveled to Brussels, Belgium, to address Foreign Affairs Committee of the European Parliament. Foreign Minister Omar discussed his objectives and future plans in a phone interview.
The Minister of Foreign Affairs has taken Somaliland issues to forefront unlike any before. With the ongoing pressing case of Somaliland's recognition, Minister Mohamed Abdullahi Umar has engaged in many discussions and diplomatic dialogues with foreign nations. Just last month, a Somaliland delegation led by President Ahmed Mahmoud participated in a conference with over 45 international representatives. Participants included U.S. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, with Prime Minister David Cameron hosting the event. Various delegations and ministers of foreign nations such as United Kingdom and Denmark have visited Somaliland in order to strengthen relations, what many have called Africa's best-kept secret. Minister of Foreign Affairs Mohamed Umar embarked on a trip to Brussels, Belgium to address the Foreign Affairs Committee of the European Parliament. In a phone interview, Foreign Minister Omar stated, "Purpose of this meeting is first to address the current situation of Somaliland, whether it's Somaliland politics, economics, or peace and security. Secondly, there are questions towards Somaliland's stance and thoughts in regard to the London conference result. In particular, a point within the communique that stated international representatives should facilitate or moderate possible discussions between Somaliland and Somalia for the betterment of both nations. And lastly, the needs of Somaliland from European Union assistance in main areas of Somaliland's development plan. In a diplomatic move that many political analysts have predicted as pivotal for Somaliland's recognition, the Somaliland government has agreed to meet and strengthen future relations with sister nation Somalia. The international community, acknowledging Somaliland's democratic application in societal and governmental institutions, has placed much concern on the deteriorating situation in Somalia." Minister Omar spoke on Somaliland's political stance in relation to any future discussions with sister nation Somalia. He stated, "This is a new approach, new to the politics of East Africa. Although Somaliland has a cooperative relationship with nations in Europe, it is a first that we as a nation have addressed a body of 27 European nations at the European Parliament. The purpose was for Somaliland to address international nations of Somaliland's progress, security, and rightful case of recognition. Indeed, the communique, which suggested an international effort in supporting dialogue and cooperation between two independent nations, Somaliland and Somalia, is in association with this trip." The minister also added that Somaliland's government welcomes international moderation of discussions between Somaliland and Somalia. He highlighted such situations would present opportunities for Somaliland to address its rightful recognition to international representatives. In a press release from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Minister Omar stated the following to the European Union: "We offer a compelling example of peaceful and democratic nation building through a bottom-up approach, drawing on tried and tested African methods designed to diffuse disputes between neighboring communities." Dr. Omar continued, We believe that a similar approach is needed in Somalia too, and we have offered to share our experience with our brothers and sisters in Somalia. He added, political recognition of Somaliland independent statehood within the borders established by the European powers in the 19th century would reinforce Somaliland's role as a beacon of peace and democracy in the Horn of Africa, and allow us to emerge as an even more effective partner for the region, for Europe, and the international community.
Minister of State for Minister of Finance Osman Abdullahi Sahardid Adani met with Minnesota State Governor Mike Dayton and other high-ranking U.S. government officials. Minister Sahardid and Governor Dayton discussed future relations between Somaliland and Minnesota, highlighting the democratic principles of Somaliland's electoral system.
Somaliland Minister of State for Ministry of Finance Osman Abdullahi Sahardid Adani met with Minnesota State Governor Mark Dayton at the governor's office. Other high-ranking U.S. government officials took part in this meeting, such as Jeff Hayden, State Representatives Karen Clark and Phyllis Khan. Governor Mark Dayton began by congratulating Minister Sahardid with his newly elected position. The governor also stated the importance of developing state financial institutions as the backbone for national progress. Governor Dayton pointed out the state deficit of Minnesota and methods of future relations between Somaliland and Minnesota State. Prior to addressing hosts, Minister Osman presented Governor Dayton with Somaliland traditional items. One of these gifts was a Somaliland flag which stated, "Somaliland, icon of peace and democracy, shall be recognized." The governor accepted these items, stating that it was some of the best gifts he's received. Somaliland, an independent state for 21 years, is yet to receive international recognition. Governor Dayton gave a Minnesota state pin to Minister Osman. This pin symbolizes the ongoing cooperation between both individuals in achieving the betterment of both nations. Minister Osman gave information to audience members in regards to Somaliland's road to progress and governmental institutions built on the democratic principle of one man, one vote. In conclusion, Somaliland's minister extended an invitation to Minnesota State Governor to visit Somaliland.
International Water Day celebrated in Hargeisa took place at the Ministry of Mineral and Water Resources. Participants included Director General of Ministry of Minerals and Water Resources Saeed Ahmed Jibril and Vice Director of Hargeisa Water Agents Abdi Ibrahim Abdullahi. UNICEF and FAO representatives also participated in the event.
An event celebrating International Water Day took place at the Ministry of Minerals and Water Resources. Multiple projects aimed at improving the water conditions of Somaliland residents have been a primary objective for Somaliland's government. European Union and United Nations assistance have prompted development in the water sector. Director General of the Ministry of Minerals and Water Resources spoke at the event. He elaborated on his ministry's objective ongoing projects to provide continuous water to Hargeisa residents. Director General Jibril underlined the fact that multiple projects aimed at providing more water resources for the first time ever are taking place in Somaliland. The Vice Director of Hargeisa Water Agency, Abdi Ibrahim Abdullahi, spoke on the need for more water in Hargeisa homes. He informed those present that in 2013, capital city Hargeisa will achieve enough water resources to sustain itself. Vice Director Abdullahi pointed out that 10 different wells being built in Hargeisa outskirts as main factors for water sustainability. Other high-ranking government officials spoke at the event, urging Somaliland citizens to store already available resources such as rainwater for usage. After speeches from UNICEF and FAO representatives, the Ministry of Minerals and Water Resources provided awards to ministry employees who completed a 3-month research project in different regions of Somaliland.
Thanks for watching. From myself and the entire Somaliland National Television English team, goodbye.